Welcome to part 100 of upgrading my life as an ex-alcoholic. This is so exciting that we're at 100 parts. So I'm in the middle of dyeing this couch that I absolutely hate because I want to transform this room that became a catch-all when we moved to something usable. My boyfriend has a weird attachment to this couch that I absolutely hate. It's completely stained, and in the first part I started dyeing the back of it, but it didn't dry as dark as I would have liked it to. So I definitely made this mixture more concentrated, and I'm trying to apply it more meticulously and really saturate the couch while I do it. Because of the stains, I thought dyeing it a darker color would help, and I'm using graphite. I wanted to use black, but they didn't have any in stock, so I thought graphite would be dark enough, you know? I also don't want accents of blue in this room that I'm going for, because I kind of am going for like a dark classic, almost academia vibe, so this bright teal blue just wasn't working for that concept. The first time that I dyed it, I mixed the mixture with some hot water and a little bit of Dawn dish soap. This time I just did a little bit of hot water and a lot of dye, hoping that again it would be more saturated and pigmented. I could always go back over the back or buy more product if I needed to, but I wanted to make sure that this was really saturated and really dark so that it would cover those stains. At least that was my intention and that was my goal, but you'll see here at the end the surprise that we run into this morning. It was coming out really dark and I was really excited with the pigmentation and the saturation. This was quite hard with all of the ribbed detailing. I even tried a futon cover over this and it just doesn't fit based on the fact that this is kind of like, I guess, a fancier futon. I don't really know how to explain it, but the futon cover didn't cover the arms of the chair. So that was unfortunate and it seems like a waste of money, which is why I ended up dyeing it. This was messy and I chose to do it indoors, which I probably shouldn't have, but I did have a rug underneath the majority of the couch that I didn't care about, but just keep that in mind if you're dyeing furniture inside. I did this to a chair when I lived at my old house I mentioned in the last video, and it turned out really good, but the chair was a velvet and this material is almost like a canvas type material, so it's a completely different type of material, and I don't know if there is a reason behind the saturation and pigmentation because of the material used. I'm not entirely sure if that would affect the way that this stains and dyes the fabric. I know that you definitely can buy different kinds of RIT dyes for like specific synthetics and things like that, but either way, I'm not worried about this transferring or leaking, or if it gets wet, it running, because that didn't happen to the chair that I did prior to this, which is why I'm not concerned about those things. This is what it looked like before I went to bed last night, and I was hoping that it would dry evenly, to more of the same color. It was looking pretty good and even. There was a couple spots and I wiped at them and realized I was taking all the pigmentation away, so I went back over them just with a dab of my sponge. So I don't recommend doing that, but this should have been my warning sign that these stains were actually getting stained darker as well. It was not covering it, and I'm assuming it's because of this type of material, because the clip you're about to see next is when I woke up this morning and how I found this couch, and I was so disappointed to see that it literally is completely dry and all it did was stain the stains darker. I'm very upset about this. Boyfriend lied and said it looked good, but then he finally agreed that we could throw it away if I wanted to. So what do you guys think?